Danny and Dave Daly right here on the Muskegon Channel. I'm Andy O'Reilly. There's Dave Cackley. Guess who didn't sleep a frickin' wink last night?
That wasn't me. I slept like a baby.
I didn't. I tossed and turned. I laid awake. I finally got up at about 2:30 and said to hell, and I put Ken Burns baseball on and just laid
That's
there.
real.
Oh, no.
That's perfect.
Love it. I
That's
just laid there on the
perfect.
couch and just like that all night long.
That is so good. I'm not even a big baseball fan, but those documentaries, if you're looking for good sports documentaries, baseball ones are always the best. If you like go back in like the old Brooklyn Dodgers, I watched a documentary on them with Liev Schreiber doing the narration.
I hate the Dodgers. The fact that they left Ebbets Field, that team.
But it was great. But
that team has got a black smudge on them forever.
But it was understand if you watch when you watch the documentary, as bad as you feel for the people in Brooklyn, you kind of understood why the owner made the move that he did, because you had it just got, the field was outdated, and you had
yeah, but Dodger Stadium
bums
sucks.
urinating all over the place.
Oh,
it was just,
leave it be. Ebbets Field.
No,
was
it was
historic.
No, yeah, but not well. See, you got to put yourself in the time and try to understand what the owner was doing. I'm not a big fan of most owners of sports teams, but I kind of disagree with it if you want. But I understood why he did what he did.
Okay,
it made sense.
I'm going to go ahead and disagree with it.
Okay,
that's what I'm because Ebbets was historical, man. It's Pigtown.
Yeah, well, but it's different when it's not your money.
I get
if it's
that.
your team, you look at because I try to look at things from the standpoint of a fan, but then look at it from the ownership standpoint too. Now you can still disagree with it, but it allows you to understand. Okay, I understand why. You can still disagree with it, but okay, I get why he did it. It makes sense.
I get it. I just don't like it.
Yeah.
It leaves a black smudge on them forever. That's just one of the curses in baseball. I'm not going to.
It's one of those things. Well, they weren't cursed because they won several World Series after
Dodgers
that.
suck.
So it wasn't
I hate the Dodgers. I hate the Dodgers. Just give me something to hate today, would you? Look, I'm already pissed. Look, I'm already pissed off that my garage pop isn't quite as cold as my inside pop because it's starting to warm up outside. Combine that with the fact it's getting light out earlier. I don't like that. I didn't sleep good last night.
You don't like spring coming?
No. I want it dark at 5 o'clock.
Why do you hate? What is your? I don't understand.
Here's the other thing too. I got this wife
for blooming.
Hear me
Life
out. Hear
is
me out.
blooming now.
Hear me out. I got this wife, and I don't know what it is with her, what her problem is, but we've got this rabbit in the yard, and she's gonna kill this thing. It's not like there's not going to be more plants growing soon.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's eating a few plants, let it eat a few plants. There's going to be more. Now, there's a couple of muskrats down at the water. They're fine. We don't worry about the muskrats. But birds on the porch, we're running through the house and screaming at birds. Rabbit in the yard, that's got to go. What's wrong with the rabbit? Leave the rabbit be.
Yeah, you know what? I'm on your side on this.
I like the rabbit.
I do too.
Yeah.
I've got no issue with bunnies. Bunnies are not varmints.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Muskrats are varmints.
Well, but they're
muskrats are varmints. No, they're varmints.
See, here's what I do in my head. I play it out to make sure like they're my little otters. I pretend they're otters. So I look down there and I'm like, hey, otters! Look, we got otters, and I'm like, oh, they're fun. I saw them on Jacques Cousteau one time. And I pretend they're beating on a nut on their stomach. And they don't, but it's just a nice little fantasy. That's all. I just can't figure out why the wife is after the rabbit like she is.
Well, it
ain't my marigold.
Okay, there you go. See, she plants something. See, she's viewing the rabbit as a varmint because it ate something that she grew. It's like, look, that wasn't for the bunny. I didn't grow it for the bunny. The bunny ate it. Now I'm pissed at the bunny. So I don't agree with her, but I can understand her point of view.
Well, let me just wrap it up with this. My pooper's in a pucker today. I can't get things straightened out. It's not going to be my day.
That's okay.
Yeah.
It's early. It's early. It's like I
Well,
explained
it's
this
never stopped.
to
It's a
well,
continuation of yesterday.
yeah. Well, I texted this to Max's mom Alexa this morning because today's her birthday,
Oh, happy
and
birthday, Alexa.
yeah, and I wanted her to, did Max because I talked to Max last night. I said, you know what tomorrow is, and she goes, yeah. He goes, yeah, it's Mom's birthday. He was in the middle of playing with his friends. I was like, got to do something for Mom. Yeah. And I guess he said he told Alexa, hey, we should go shopping for me today
I like that idea.
on your mom's birthday.
Sure.
We should go shopping for me.
Well,
So
you go shopping, you get your
it's
nails done, you get your feet
yeah.
done. It's nice.
No, but he wanted to go shopping for him.
Oh, well, yeah.
Mom, you should take me shopping.
I couldn't agree more.
But that's just
A day out.
that's just kids today.
Yeah.
You know, because everybody, and this has been something that's just gone on societally where like, hey, it's your, it can't just be one person's birthday. The kid has to like, well, give something to the other. Like if one kid has a birthday, you got to
Yep.
give the other kid something so that kid doesn't feel left out. No,
Yeah.
it's not your birthday. You don't get shit. Sorry, on your birthday you get something. It's not your birthday. You don't get anything.
That's where you're going wrong. That's where you're getting
What?
it all wrong right there. I'm just telling you, you're getting it all wrong.
No, we got to give. Okay, you. Why should we give the other kid something when it's not the why? Why?
So they don't turn out to be like you. This is what happens.
Oh, we'll get into me. Last story is connected to me in a kind of a tangential way. So
Well, that'll be
we'll
let me just throw this in before we start. Cindy's got
Go
to
ahead.
pick up Colton tonight, so we've got a little runt interaction today too.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Teresa's got parent-teacher conferences up in Montague, which Cindy's like, well, she's got parent-teacher conferences, so doing what I do, when I heard the word parent-teacher conferences, I quick hid under the bed. And Cindy's like, you don't have to do that anymore. It's just a reflex.
It's just a reflex. Yeah.
What?
Stuff from the childhood comes back. It does. Again, this is foreshadowing the third story today.
All right. 2 pairs of underwear, 3 pairs of jeans. I'm hiding under the bed. Parent-teacher
Oh yeah, of
conferences
course.
tonight.
Oh God, I hated those too. I hated those too. It was just, but mine weren't as bad as yours.
No.
Mine weren't as bad because mine was, they would always say Dave's not applying himself, which was correct.
Yeah.
I wasn't. So, but it wasn't too bad.
Yeah,
It wasn't too bad.
Mine was do something about your kid. And
Right. Your kids, we're gonna have to do this 7th grade thing over again. It didn't take the first time, so believe me, it's what's best for him. And it was, you know what? It turned out it was.
Oh, it really was.
Look at you now. Dude, look at you now.
Look at me now.
I'm serious. I've said this and you don't see it.
Yeah.
Like the rest of us see it because you do so much for the community. You give back. You've created a successful business for yourself. You've overcome addiction and all that. And you know you got a great wife. You got grandkids that you didn't even have to have kids to have.
Look at that.
Which is a bonus sometimes. And you got a nice house in Twin Lake. You got a hot tub.
Man.
You got the flight. You're doing well.
I love it.
Good on you.
Everything's great. I wish
Good
I
on
could have
you.
slept last night. So,
There you
all right.
So
Do your
there's
news.
that.
Here, come on.
All right, let's get into it. Lawmakers in Washington are looking to drop the hammer on TikTok. Bipartisan bill was introduced on Tuesday that would effectively ban the social media app as well as future apps that they say could jeopardize U.S. national security. Now, TikTok is owned by the Chinese company ByteDance. 100 million Americans use the app daily. Now, I get the national security concern, but these guys are about a decade too late on this. And the tech companies are way ahead. They're also a lot smarter than any of our elected representatives.
Mm-hmm.
Our elected representatives, in comparison to the Zuckerbergs of the world, are morons. They are, and the difference is vast. So they're ahead of you.
And I'm going to tell you,
they're
this
ahead
too.
of you.
I don't know that even Zuckerberg has got a concept of what he's created and the monster that this has all become. I don't think it was ever intended
partially right
to do that.
I don't think it was either.
I think what happened is the same thing that happened to broadcasting. hedge funds and investors in Wall Street got their hands on it, and they're like, we can wring this out for every penny we can get. Watch this.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
that's just, I get making a buck, that you got to make a buck, right? But there's also a level of, well, it's kind of interesting because did you know today in 1981 was Walter Cronkite's last day broadcasting?
You know what? I thought, was it the 8th or the 9th?
It was right around.
I do remember.
I think it was today. Maybe it was. I don't know. But
I think it was not. But
think back to then.
I remember that. I remember his last broadcast.
Think back to then when there was a level of trust in the news, and it was backed up by people who wanted to be credible with what they told you.
Right.
Now
it was vetted. Things were vetted.
Now
thoroughly.
It's all about how much money can we make and how can we spin anything to make that money.
It wasn't a business then.
Yeah.
It wasn't a business then. It's a business now.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's a business.
It's not.
And they care about ratings.
Well, dude, you got to protect your business though, and if you're not doing it right, it's going to collapse on you. And they're not. Doing it right.
100%. Oh, no question.
And more is at stake than just their business model.
Right, but you can't. It's like it's all short-term thinking.
Yeah,
everybody thinks
exactly
of everything. It's a cash grab. It's a quick cash grab, and we don't care about the long-term consequences. And this is all that today we're all about long-term consequences of things. And again, we'll get to it. Moving on, recreational marijuana is not okay in Oklahoma. Voters are projected to reject a measure that would have legalized recreational weed in the Sooner State. The measure would have allowed for possession of up to 1 ounce of the drug. There also would have been a 15% sales tax on weed for sales across the state. Again, I don't have any problem with individual states deciding yay or nay on this. Obviously, legalizing the drug doesn't come without some ramifications, some of which we don't necessarily completely understand yet. But I think by and large, again, and you and I go back to this with alcohol, it isn't worse than alcohol.
Nope.
It isn't as bad as alcohol.
Nope.
Quite honestly. So again, let's I'm open to having my mind changed if further evidence comes out that, hey, wait a second, maybe there are some other complications that we didn't foresee. Anyway,
no, we never know.
To be continued on that. Finally, the Michigan Senate has voted to dismantle a law that would have required students to repeat the 3rd grade if they're more than a year behind in reading. Now, the measure passed by a 22-16 vote. The aim of the law was to assist struggling students and really place more accountability in schools. And you can't have that. We can't have schools being accountable for students. Just that is beyond the pale. Look. If you are a year behind in reading, you need to repeat that grade.
Yes, you do.
I'm sorry. And this is very personal to me, and here's why. My kindergarten teacher wanted me held back.
Yeah.
Said Dave's not ready. And you know what? I wasn't. I was an emotional. I remember I cried like the first 2 days of kindergarten. I struggled with really easy, simple things. I just wasn't ready. And my parents, and this isn't my parents' fault. Okay. I had 5 brothers and sisters ahead of me. We're talking National Honor Society, top 10, math awards, every kind of academic award you could imagine. My brother Tom, let me put it to you this way. If you're in a room with 100 people and my brother Tom's in that room, he's the smartest guy in the room. Odds are, because
well,
he's a certified.
If I'm in the room, we're going to be having
genius.
A drag race to the finish line on smarts because I'm right up there.
Okay, yeah, because again, you're twice as smart because you did 7th grade twice.
See?
So that makes you way ahead.
Right.
Anyway, but I have been struggling to catch up ever since then. And that was 45 years ago. 6 years old, probably should have done it again.
Yep.
And not even probably, definitely should have. Because I just wasn't ready. And what we're doing to these kids, because they're talking about, this is going to hurt these kids psychologically. Short term, yeah. I would have felt bad about having to repeat.
You wouldn't have known.
I would have felt bad. But in kindergarten, like I would have felt.
3rd grade is first, 2nd, 3rd grade. That's when you want to nip it. You want to get right to it then instead of 7th grade. Because let me tell you what, 7th grade, going back to the 7th grade in a 1-hall Catholic school in Belmont. Hey, Andy, you're in the wrong room. Yeah, no, I'm not.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right. Because
I
the
know I'm
later
right.
you do it, the later you do it, the further behind the kid's going to get. And
However,
again, this is short. This is thinking short. This is again where you've got
yep,
politicians and administrators and school officials thinking short term. We don't want them to feel bad.
I
We
get it.
don't want that. You're not. What are you preparing them for?
Yeah,
Life is a nonstop kicking the balls.
yeah.
Okay, you got to be able
Hey,
to
wait
deal.
a
You
minute.
got to be able to handle that.
You were
You
just
got to
cussing
be
me
able to
out the
handle
other
that.
day for telling a 23-year-old that 30 years from now life's a pain in the ass. And that what
It is. It is. But you got to be able to deal with it.
you
That's the
chewed me
point.
out
You
yesterday
can't
for
deal
telling
with it.
that.
No, I chewed him out. I chewed you out for saying you want to stay young forever. You want to stay 23 forever and be stupid because you don't want to be that. There are negative consequences that come with ignorance. Okay, you don't want to be that.
Right.
But the bottom line is you're not preparing kids for adulthood. That's the whole point of the educational system.
I
You're
get it.
supposed to prepare them for life. And no, we don't want to make them feel bad. Sorry.
Let me tell you this though.
You're screwing over their future selves is what you're doing.
Let me
You're
tell you
screwing.
something though that is a plus. If
Go
you
ahead.
do get held back in the 7th grade, toward the tail end of 9th grade,
Yeah.
you have a car.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And that means the sophomore girls jump in the car with you
Uh-huh.
and get a ride
Oh
to
man,
Richmond Park.
I'm telling you, man. If I would have gotten another year of kindergarten, academically, athletically, keep in mind, I earned a varsity letter in basketball. I barely played, but that would have been completely reversed. I mean, I would have been a starter. I would have done this. All these other things that coulda, woulda, shoulda didn't happen. And again, it's you. I've always felt like I was playing catch up. Now, my life is fine. I don't have. I'm blessed. All of that, even with all of that, I still have the outlook of somebody who is blessed because I am 100%.
Yeah.
But I can't help you. You always go back. It's like, what would it have been had I had that extra year and really would have been able to become a more developed and really ready to take on the rigors of first grade, which again I was not ready for.
And as I look back over it all, I got sophomore girls in the car. I didn't know what to do. I gave them a ride. You know, you would think
they'll take you home.
No, I didn't do that. It's like, hey, Richmond Park, yeah, I'll drive you over there. Stupid.
Did you? Hey, let me ask you this: did you buy your sophomore girlfriend smokes when you were a senior?
I didn't have a sophomore girlfriend. I always went for the older chicks.
Well, I did see.
Actually, they kind of came after me.
See, that kept that perfectly illustrates. I did that, you didn't. So there you go. Contributing to the delinquency of whatever. Sports. Pistons get hammered again. They lose to the Washington former Bullets, 119-117. Red Wings were off. That's sports.
All right, it is state stuff for 1,000 again today. Excuse me, a little cough there. Me.
Yeah.
Making sure I'm. This is going to be an easy one.
Okay.
I think
don't set me up for. Don't set me up.
I want you to feel good about you.
Oh, I do feel.
You sure?
So I'm not in mourning over my lost second kindergarten year.
No, you should. That's fine. State stuff for 1,000. The Oswego Canal is part of its 500-mile canal system.
Would that be the Panama Canal? That doesn't make sense. Erie Canal?
Wow.
Did I screw that? See again.
Wow.
This is why I should have.
Wow.
This is why I should have repeated kindergarten.
Yes. 25.
I don't. You know what? I think I rushed through that.
You did.
I rushed it. Well, okay,
State
give
stuff.
me New York.
Oh, too late. Too late.
See?
Too late.
See, this is the problem.
I know.
This is the problem that didn't get fixed when I was 5. And we didn't even plan this. We didn't even plan this. You would have thought we would have planned this. No.
We're going to have a men's weekend, and we're going to dress in loincloths and go beat a drum in the woods, and we'll figure it.
Can we take some ayahuasca with Aaron Rodgers? That'd be awesome.
Yes. We'll do that.
Let's do it.
See you tomorrow.
See ya.